And welcome back, part 2 into how to make a Versailles container series. Today we're going to cut the mortices on those legs. If that sounds interesting, stick around. If you watched part 1 and followed along, you'll be at this point now. You'll have your legs created. And today I want to put the joinery on these legs, i.e. cut the mortices ready for those tenons. I'm Andy Guile and welcome to the Woodgrafter. If you're new here, you're partway through a series, step by step, how to build a Versailles container. Our mission here on the channel is to inspire, educate and support you in your journey to become a better woodworker. We do that through a series of projects, taking you step by step how to construct the project, so everything is a mini series. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe now, leave a like, and with that said, let's get going. So this is what we're building, the Versailles container, and today I want to look at the mortices on the inside of these legs to take these cross pieces. The mortices are going to start 35mm down from the top. They're going to be 30mm long and they're going to be 12mm wide. And they're also going to be 20mm deep mortices. There's one at the top here and there's one at the bottom. In between the two there is a 12mm wide, 10mm deep channel. And that channel is to allow for the side panels to expand and contract throughout the changing seasons. So we're going to cut the top mortise in each of our legs. Obviously there's one here and there's one here, so there's actually two top mortises in each leg. We know they're going to be 35mm down, so we'll lay out the first one on one of these legs. We'll then set the router table up and then we'll go ahead and batch these out. So what we'll do, we'll lay out one of these legs and then I'll set up the router table using a number of stop blocks, and then that will give me a consistent cut and I can just go ahead and batch out all these joints. So 35mm is there, and I'm just going to square that round from my reference face. There. I know it's 30mm long, so that's 65mm from the top, so 65mm takes me down to there, and from the same reference face I can square that across. Now I know it's going to be 12mm wide. Now this material is 69mm wide, so I want to find the centre, so 69mm divided by 2 is 34.5mm. So from the reference edge we're just going to call that 34, and then it's 6mm either side of that line, 40mm on that side and 28mm on that side. So that's the mortise that we are looking to cut out of the material. Now this is a 12.7mm bit, and that's fine because we'll size the tenons to fit the hole, and 12.7 gives me a little bit of wriggle room when I come to put the groove here for the side panels, which are 12mm thick. So we'll set the router table up to make this cut. Now because the nature of the cut, because I plunge this down, there's nowhere for the dust to go. So I tend to use an oversized ring, and that allows the dust to escape through here, through the dust extraction. Now although we're looking for a 20mm mortise, if you look at the height of 20mm on this gauge, which is about there, then that is quite high. And if we go through and we make that cut all in one go, it's going to put a lot of strain on the router bit, a lot of strain on the material, and it won't give us very, very clean results. So we're going to creep up on this joint. We're going to start off probably about 5mm, then we'll do 10, then we'll do 15, and we'll come into the final 20mm cut. So I'm going to drop this down to 5mm, and that will be our starting cut. The next thing I want to do is to centre this bit in terms of the wood. So coming back in with my scrap piece of wood, I just want to find the centre here. And I'll do that simply by eye. So what we're going to do, we're going to make a cut and then we'll back out And then I'll do something we shouldn't do and make a climb cut and back out, and then we can centre this up onto the piece of material. So that's come out bang on the centre on my first attempt. If not, I would see the variance in this router bit here in terms of this channel that we just made, that test cut. And then just by eye, you move the fence backwards and forwards so you get it into the centre. But that is bang on in the centre, so I'm happy with that. So now I've found the centre point, I just want to use the markings on the Incra system to zero that so I can find it again pretty easily. So I've now zeroed my fence so I can always find that mark again. The next thing I want to do is to work out my stop cuts for this. We're going to use a number of stop blocks. So I can take that line that we made before and just by eye line it up to the outside cutting edge of that router bit. Just bring the fence in for a bit of support. And now I can put a stop block on this end. So that allows me to plunge down onto that cut, move along, and when I hit that stop block, I know I'm at the end of this mortise. And now I want to find where to start the mortise. Where do I plunge down? So I now line this line up with the outside cutting edge of that router bit there, and I want to put a stop block on this end. But you'll notice I've nowhere to clamp a stop block to. But what I can do, I can slide this fence back to give me more fence. And now I can line that cut up there, and now I've got space to put a stop block on this end. And that looks good to me. So I now know that I can start my cut here, plunge down, then move forward, finish my cut, and lift up. And that's going to give me the size of mortise I'm looking for. But more importantly, if I use these same stop blocks for all the material, because all these are now the same length, because that's what we did in the last episode, every one of these is going to come out in exactly the same place. In terms of technique, you are going to plunge down, so do not bring this material hard against this stop block. Take it forward, then make the plunge, then bring the material back to the stop block, and then go ahead and complete the cut, and that way it's going to be a better cut. And there you can now see the beginnings of the mortise, and that all looks pretty good. So it's 37.5 from one side, and it's 37.5 from the other side. So that's good. So that's perfect. It's all nice and square, it's looking nice and neat, and it's in the centre of the material. With that done, let's batch out all these down to this 5mm depth. So our legs are going to be something like this configuration. So we're going to have a mortise on this inside face and a mortise on this face as well. So it's well worth at this point, just lay these out to visualise where those mortises are going to be, and with a pencil just make an indication. So I know there's going to be a mortise here, there's going to be a mortise here, there's going to be a mortise here, there's going to be a mortise there, there's going to be a mortise there, a mortise there, a mortise there, and obviously that one's already laid out. Now the reason that you do this is you may as well batch all these mortises out at the same time. So you want to know where they're going to be. If you get confused, you'll end up with your legs not fitting when you come to do the final assembly. So I've now done a squiggle. If I see a squiggle, I know I'm cutting a mortise on that squiggle. Simple as that. Okay, let's go. There we go, we now have the first part of the mortise cut in all of my legs for all three planters. So the next job is to take this mortise down by another 5mm. It's not got to be exact at this point, around about 5mm. This is just purely to keep the strain off the router bit and off the material. Then we repeat the activity. And there we go, we end up with these rather nice looking mortises. Side walls need a little bit of a clean up with a chisel, but that's no hardship. Next job is to put the mortices on this end for the bottom rail. Now we know that the bottom mortise starts 285mm down, so 285 plus 30 plus 35 is how far down that bottom mortise starts from the top. So I now know I want to come down from the top by 350, and that's going to be the top of my bottom mortise. Once again, the mortise is 30mm long, so that makes it 380. So that's the inside and the outside of my mortise. I don't need to worry about centre because we've already got the fence centred. Now, because I'm referencing both these mortises from the top, when I come to make the cut, I will also be using the same reference fences I use for these top mortises. So therefore they'll be guaranteed to be lined up with each other. Even if they're slightly out, left and right, doesn't matter, they'll be slightly out by the same amount, so they'll be lined up. So once we come to do the final fitting, it will all look good. But given the fact that these are all in the centre, we should be okay. So now we just need to repeat the same activity, but resetting the fences to allow for the stop cuts at this end of the material. So that's all those cuts in all the legs, and the final thing is I now want a 10mm channel that comes right down through the centre here for expansion for those side panels. So all I need to do is to set my end stops to allow for that. So put the router bit back in the slot you made and push it forward. That's going to be the starting point, and then set your stop up here on the end. Then for the next stop, put this mortise back on top of the router bit and slide the wood back this way and reposition that stop. And we'll lower this to give me that 10mm mark. So we're going to use the same technique. We'll plunge down away from the stop like this, then we'll bring it back, then we'll slide it through to the end, and that should give us that nice channel in line with these two joints. And if it has, we're in good shape. If it hasn't, we've got problems. That's obviously worked out pretty well for us. So these two mortises are now connected together by my expansion channel. I've still got 10mm of glue space inside there and sidewall protection as well, so that's going to make a really nice joint. So all I need to do now is to batch out everything else. And there we have it. The legs are pretty much done. So we've got these 20mm mortises on each end. We've got this nice 10mm expansion groove that's going to take the edge of the panel. All in all, good job. So the next step is the bearers. We'll cut them to length, we'll cut the tenons, and we'll put the reveal in for the other side of the panel. See you soon.